Hey y'all, welcome back to my home, and today we are in the slightly disorganized and messy kitchen. Today, we're going to be making one of my favorite Christmas cookies of all time, Snowball Pecan Cookies. Now, my granny made this recipe pretty much every Christmas. It was one of my mama's favorite cookies as well. And are they pecans or are they pecans? According to my mama, they are pecans because a pecan is what we keep under your bed at night. So, which team do you fall on? Now these are super simple. At their base, you only need 4 ingredients: butter, flour, sugar, and pecans, or any other nuts that you might have. I've used walnuts, I've used almonds, I've used sesame seeds actually sometimes. It gives it a really nice flavor, toasty flavor. So you can add whatever you want to these. So we're going to do at least 2 different batches today. And I'll explain some things that you can change up a little bit to make them your own. Maybe you want to add other herbs. Maybe you want to add different nuts. I'll show you some tips and tricks as we go along. Come on, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, y'all. So like I said, at its most basic, these are just 4 ingredients: flour, butter, sugar, and pecans. And that's all you need. But I am also going to be adding some rosemary and some sea salt to at least part of mine. Now, first thing you're going to want is about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chopped or whole pecans, whatever you can find. And what you're going to want to do is take that 1.5 cups and put them onto a baking sheet. We're going to toast these in the oven. You really do want to get them toasty. You don't want the raw flavor of your nuts. Whatever nuts you use, you need to toast them first. We're going to get about 1.5 cups of these and put them on the baking sheet. Alright y'all, so this is my third 1/2 cup scoop, and that's all I've got left. And now, you just want to spread those out in a fairly even layer. Get them into the corners. You don't want a big pile of them in the center because then you'll burn them. So, we're going to take this and we are going to put them in the oven. Give that a little shake, even it out a bit more. Put them in the oven, and now we're going to bake at about 400. And we're going to actually just let these bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. Keep a very close eye on them. They can go from a toasty golden brown to burnt in a split second. And while chestnuts roasting on an open fire are great this time of year, pecans burning in an open oven are not so good. Don't do it. Chrissy kitty, you come and investigate? Now, you are going to want to give these a little bit of a shake. Not much, just enough to get them off the bottom. About 5 minutes in, and then put them back in for another 5 to 8 minutes or so. Alright, so these are ready to come out of the oven. Y'all, sometimes things happen, but you know what? I have more. Backup pecans to the rescue. Pecans take 2 are going in the oven. So I dropped the first batch of pecans and slightly over toasted the second. I've got a 3rd batch in the oven, and y'all, hopefully 3rd time's charm because I'm out of pecans. 3rd time was absolutely charm. Those are a perfect, nice, toasty golden brown. Now you're gonna let those cool completely, and then you're gonna chop them up into fine pieces. I'll show you that when we get to it. But in the meantime, we're gonna get the rest of our ingredients ready. Now first you're gonna want 1 cup of butter. That's 2 standard sticks, 4 ounces a piece. And I'm using Challenge butter today because it's one of my favorites. You want the best quality butter that you can afford. Don't use margarine. Don't use butter substitutes. You really need the butter that is solid at room temperature here. So real butter is the best choice here. Okay y'all, so I've broken out the big guns today. We've got my big blue mixer here. And if you don't have a mixer, that's okay. You can totally do this by hand, but I'm lazy. I'm going to take the easy way out. So to the bowl of my stand mixer, I am going to add my 2 sticks of butter. And this has been sitting at room temp for about a half hour, so it's slightly softened. Stick number 1, stick number 2. Just drop those down in there. And I'm using the pedal attachment. This is the best one for this right now. So lower that on down in there, lock it in place. We're going to turn it on low speed and let that cream together for a bit. Just the butter for a little bit. Alright, so every now and then you're going to have to stop and scrape down the butter because it turns into a large lump at the bottom, and you don't need that. So just use your spatula, scrape the bottom, scrape the sides, and then turn it back on. Alright, so after a while, it will be this nice, thick, creamy butter. And now, you're gonna add your sugar. Alright, so to your 1 cup of butter in your mixer, you're gonna add 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm using a 1/2 cup measurement here. And yeah, they're a little bit overpacked. That's okay. Once you've got that in, you're just gonna lower your mixer back down and start off on very low speed, because otherwise that powdered sugar will go everywhere. Again, every now and then, stop, scrape down your spatula and your bowl, get everything back down into the middle. You want to get this evenly mixed, and if you don't scrape it down, you'll have lumps of sugar and lumps of butter, and things just won't taste nice in the end. So make sure you stop and scrape it down every now and then. Okay, y'all, we are going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1/2 cup, 1 cup, 1.5 cups, and 2 cups. Now, we are just going to put that down in there. And again, turn it on low first, and let that go at low speed for a couple of minutes to get some of the flour incorporated so you don't have a flour cloud go everywhere. Now, depending on your humidity level, you might need to add some more flour. This dough is a little bit too sticky and soft, so I'm probably gonna add about another 1/2 cup or so of flour to this. I'll show you what it's done in just a minute. Alright, y'all, so this dough is absolutely perfect. It's a lot drier. It peels off the batter mixer, the blade, fairly well. This is the texture you want. It holds together, makes balls. That's what you want. Alright, so I've added in about half my pecans, and I'm just going to give these a good mix until they're all fully incorporated into the dough. So, it looks super dry and crumbly. That's actually what you want. When you pick up a handful of it and squeeze it, see how it holds together really well in a nice shape? This is exactly what you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto some cling wrap paper and wrap it up into disc and stick it in the fridge. So I apparently have no cling wrap, so it's in a Ziploc bag. Just squeeze it into a mass that's all one coherent lump and squeeze all the air out of it. And then it's going to go in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Alright, y'all, so you're going to bake these at 350 for about 15 to 18 minutes depending on your oven. And mine have been in the oven for about 16 minutes and they are looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these. Alright, y'all, these look absolutely perfect. Notice how they're just starting to get a little bit golden on top, and they're solid. You can pick them up whole. That's exactly what you want. Now, you're gonna let them cool on the baking sheet for about 5 minutes, and then put them on a wire cooling rack that's covered with paper towels. So, once they're cool, you get to sugar them. And all you do is take one and roll around in your powdered sugar until it looks like a snowball. Get a nice good coat on it, and then there you go. Look how good these look, y'all. I am so happy with how these turned out. So there you go, y'all. From my home to yours, these are my favorite butter pecan snowball cookies that I make for Christmas every year. Try making them, make them yours. Change it up however you want. So these make a wonderful do-it-yourself gift for the holidays around this time of year. I'm going to be giving a batch of them to my next door neighbors and to my brother-in-law's neighbors as well, since that's where I'm using the kitchen here. So from my home to yours, I hope you have a wonderful whatever you celebrate this time of year. And if you don't celebrate anything, that's fine too. Make these cookies just because it's Monday. Remember, whatever you do, have fun, and take time to do something for you. See y'all next time. Bye!